Okay, I get this question on probably every video that I make, and I guess I should probably address it. I began to deconstruct religion in the midst of 2024. Like, I kind of debunked rapture culture. Then in 2025, I watched a documentary that historically and factually backed up debunking hell. And pretty much after that, the house of cards fell. And it was a slow deconstruction most of 2025. Not really talking about it to a lot of people except a few people in my life. And then at the end of summer, I experienced a really traumatic conversation that forced the mirror in front of me, and I was disgusted with who I saw. And it threw me into an ego death, and that's the best way I can describe it. It was sober, not on purpose, but that's pretty much what was happening. Dark night of the soul, awakening, whatever you want to call it, shadow work. And it hurled me into the darkest depression I have ever experienced. I was wrestling two identities. Do I stay my old self and stay what's comfortable but not comfortable, but I risk everything if I choose my authentic path, what my intuition is telling me, what I believe God wants me to do? But it meant I was risking everything. And I ultimately decided that I had to do what was best for me in order for it to be what was best for everyone in my life. And I chose my authentic path and decided to officially denounce all of that, even though I think I stopped supporting Donald Trump way before that. But that is what happened for me. And so when I say it wasn't anything this administration did, or I wasn't affected by X, Y, and Z, or it finally was like, I didn't vote for this, it was none of that. The mirror was forced in front of me, and I hated who I saw. And I wanted to change.
So the Maga voters have come out strongly to say that they regret voting for Trump or joining the Cultic, what they term a Cultic movement. In their expression, some of them have distressful moments. Some are depressed because of moving out of the Maga. So I brought these videos for you to see the feeling after leaving Maga and how they are sorry for voting for Trump. So let us watch this and react in the end.
I thought it would be easier the more I talked about leaving MAGA, being a 3-time Trump voter. But I have to be completely honest with you that it's not getting easier, and it actually feels like it's getting more difficult because I'm gaining more empathy. And I don't think people really realize how counterintuitive the hate that I receive when you can take one look at my page and see that I am doing the work. I read a comment this morning that I'm not stitching because I don't want hate to come our way, but you'll understand why I'm reading it. I've been deconstructing from Christianity and left MAGA. I do not speak about it because the hate you receive from the left is no different from the hate you received when you were in the cult. I'm just minding my own business and rewiring my whole belief system. What people don't understand is how hard it is to actually wake up and realize your entire life has been a lie, and now you have to start over from scratch. I'm not going to allow any negativity from anyone into my life. It's hard enough to do this. I can't see. I had to stop and gather myself. Not only that, I'm not going to be a part of any political party or religion ever again, so the expectation of the left thinking we have to vote blue now in order to make amends or something is not something I want to be a part of. The amount of "I'll never forgive you" I see in your last video is enough for me to never try to speak up on anything that's happened to get me here. My entire family is deep Southern conservative Christian Republicans. It's been buried into my whole system since birth. Seeing my truth and removing myself from it has been the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't really know what else to say other than, like, I don't think that this is what the left wants. You've been shouting for people to wake up for years, and people do. And you just want to harp on, and I get it, that it didn't happen soon enough. And I don't believe that. I can't believe that. I have too much hope in my soul to roll over and die. I don't know what the solution is, but I know it's not to beat people while they're already down. So I want to clarify something from my video this morning talking about my I left Maga rant and the message that or comment that I received on one of my posts. I can't even get through all the messages, comments. But I just want people to know that I know that how I feel is nowhere near in comparison to the harm that I have caused other people with my vote. I'm aware of that. And I don't want my tears to take away from that. I've just committed to sharing this journey in real time and what it's like. And I realize sometimes that might be insensitive to the people that I have harmed. And I do not want that. I do not want that. So I'm appreciative of people that are lovingly putting the mirror in front of me and letting me know how I can better share what I'm going through without also hurting the people that I have hurt more. Shout out to those people, you know who you are. So I wanted to get that out, that like I am in no way trying to say that like what I'm going through takes away from anyone else's pain. But it's just like I've been sharing this since December, and it would feel silly to stop sharing the vulnerable and candid parts of this. Yeah, it's hard to juggle. It's hard to juggle white women tears, but then when I don't cry, people are like, oh, I don't like your tone and posture. Like, I don't like how you're talking. It's like, fuck me. And I'm learning how to figure that out. I'm sorry. I'm learning to be better. And I am committed to that. I'm aware that my tears cause more harm to the people that I have already harmed. I didn't know that that was a thing until it was lovingly put in front of me, and sometimes not so lovingly put in front of me. But the thing is I'm appreciative that it was made aware to me, because when would I have possibly learned about decentering myself? Months from now? This is why I am sharing my journey online. I am welcoming every single mistake that I make because I want to learn and be better. Again, I can't imagine when I would have had someone tell me, be like, hey, you're kind of, you're centering yourself here. You need to decenter yourself. I had never seen anyone comment that on my videos before. And honestly, I don't know if I would have received it well back then. And so I'm glad that I received it when I did, because you're right. This is where I'm at in my journey where I need to decenter myself. I do not need to cry like that anymore. Sure, there are things that will cause me to be emotional, but I do not need to cry and show shame for the harm that I have caused, because when I do that, it causes further harm. I'm aware to that now. I did not know that. And again, this is why I'm sharing online, because I want to deconstruct at warp speed. I believe time is of the essence. I do not believe we have the luxury for some people to deconstruct over a decade, over their entire lives. I will be deconstructing my entire life. However, learning about things like decentering yourself, I'm appreciative that I learned now, because I need to be able to do that. 3 months ago, I probably would not have been able to hear that. However, I believe everything happens for a reason. And so I'm glad that I made the video that I did. Is it being spread like wildfire? Can I not even keep up with the comments and the stitching videos and all of that? No, I really can't. I'm in the middle of a move right now, and again, you just never know what's gonna hit. And in my mind, I still have a small social media following online. 3 months ago, I had under 1,000 followers on TikTok, and a month ago, I had less than 6,000 followers on Instagram. This has been an adjustment for me, and I'm learning and I'm committing to being better. I hear you, and I do not want to cause further harm. And this is why I feel like this video is important, so people can see where I'm at and that I have been doing the work and understand this, but this is a lifelong process for me. I'm going to have to learn how to be a better person every single day. But that's more than I can say that I was doing before. Every day I'm waking up and I'm being a better person. And I'm really appreciative of that.
Now, I want to share my thought on this because this is a movement that ensured that Donald Trump was re-elected in the United States. It was a very great movement with unity, consisting of men, women, pumping colors, some with creativity, creative songs, creative arts that ensured that it was a real movement that brought power to the Republicans. So after voting, a lot has happened with the economic repressions. A lot has been changing because of what they were promised is not coming to light. For instance, a lot of farmers, the Maga farmers, are saying that they are not reaping anymore as they used to because of the bad leadership they imposed. So this is a moment they regret about. They say we are sorry for uh, voting for Trump and even asking for forgiveness. Some are asking for forgiveness. But most surprisingly, leaving Maga has left a stitch in their heart, a stitch in their mind, a stitch in even the way of thinking. Question: if cultic, is it a cultic movement that you don't have to part way with? That is the biggest question that everyone is asking because all those who have left Maga are crying that they are not in their right state of mind. So if you are watching us, I want you to hit our comment section and tell us what you have to say about this, because you know Maga, how it shaped the political landscape of America, and how they bragged about voting for Trump, and how they had great expectations in the transformation agenda of America. They thought that this was a savior, or this was a moment for Americans. This was a time that America would be made great again. But all they see is continued wars against other countries without having deep interest for the people of the United States. So that's why I ask you to also shed more light on this in the comment section. You can tell us what you feel. Also, uh, do not forget to subscribe if you're watching us, because that is how we maintain a close relationship over time. Thank you, and let's meet when we bring another video.